All weekend long, I was getting calls and phone calls from people that I worked with at USAID before, people that are there now, people who have been disrespected by this administration that pushes them to the side, basically calls them criminals, and tells them not to show up to work today. I talked to the security guard just in there. He said he has been given specific orders to prevent employees of USAID from entering the building today.
You just heard from Senator Andy Kim, who confirmed that Elon Musk's goons at DOGE are preventing government employees from entering the building that they work in. And to be clear, this was a hostile takeover because there was actually a standoff between USAID employees and DOGE. CNN explains, according to sources, personnel from the Musk-created office first physically tried to access the USAID headquarters in Washington, D.C., and were stopped. The DOGE personnel demanded to be let in and threatened to call U.S. Marshals to be allowed access, two of the sources said. The DOGE personnel wanted to gain access to USAID security systems and personnel files, three sources said. Two of those sources also said the DOGE personnel wanted access to classified information, which only those with security clearances and a specific need to know are able to access. So those government employees did their jobs. It is a literal crime to give classified information to individuals who don't have security clearance, which Musk's goons, by the way, don't have. But they got in, then reportedly got access to that classified information anyway, and the two USAID employees who were trying to protect said classified information were then put on leave, as Common Dreams reports. And now an email went out to all USAID employees telling them to not come to work, and they're effectively banned from the building they work in because Elon Musk said so. I mean, imagine getting an email from some random person saying, hey, don't come into work today. And then you show up anyway because it seems suspicious and then you're not allowed in the building. That's what they're dealing with. But it's not just a private company. We're not talking about some random company. We're talking about a government agency. But why has Elon Musk done this? Why has he targeted the USAID? Well, it's because he thinks that this agency, which does life-saving work around the world, is, quote, evil. And I'm not joking about this. Over the weekend, he tweeted that USAID is an evil criminal organization controlled by radical left Marxists who hate America, and because of that, it has to die. And as a private citizen, he's entitled to his dumb fuck opinion, sure, but he shouldn't be able to undemocratically kill this agency because nobody elected him to do that. But that's exactly what he's doing. And journalist Jennifer Griffin spoke to Atul Gawanda, who's the former head of USAID, who's going to detail specifically how Musk has destroyed this agency from the inside. They removed 50 top USAID officials, and the effort to contain 21 different diseases around the globe has been shut down. The treatment of 20 million people with HIV, including 6.5 million orphans, has been shut down, at least temporarily. And they were on the verge of ending numerous diseases such as tuberculosis, malaria, HIV. Now, Atul continues, they are being treated with enormous disrespect and fear. The top three layers of experienced employees have been removed. All contract employees have been or will be terminated. 2/3 of the malaria staff, child immunization experts. This kills our capacity. It's insane to break this. It's cruel, and it does our country enormous damage. He also says half of the 800 people who work for USAID Global Health have been illegally terminated, and the result is that the organization has basically been turned into a shell of its former self. In other words, an unelected billionaire was able to dismantle an entire government agency like that, just over the weekend. This agency was created by Congress, and President Kennedy signed what they created into law. But now it's being shut down in the name of government efficiency because the world's richest man thinks that it's Marxist and evil because he's a dumbass. I mean, if he could do this with USAID, which agency is next? And I say that because he's trying to destroy other agencies and was trying to destroy other agencies even before he assumed this enormous power that nobody gave to him. He's currently in a joint lawsuit with Amazon to destroy the National Labor Relations Board, who's gone after his company for labor violations, which is why he wants to end them. So, I mean, what's stopping him from doing the same thing there? And the answer is apparently nothing. So maybe it's only a matter of time before he goes to the National Labor Relations Board and says, nobody here can resume work. I mean, it's already been crippled by Donald Trump, but Elon Musk can give it the death blow that he's been wanting to give it. And the USAID isn't the only agency that Elon Musk has gone after. Musk's goons also reportedly locked government workers at the Office of Personnel Management out of their computers. So if workers at these government agencies don't comply, then our billionaire shadow president is going to punish them. He's locking them out of their computers. I don't know what they're supposed to do in these instances, but doesn't seem good. Now, I'm kind of burying the lead a little bit here because Elon Musk also took hold of America's jugular, the U.S. Treasury's payment system. Now, this wasn't necessarily a hostile takeover per se, because Scott Bessent, who's the millionaire hedge fund manager who was just confirmed as Treasury Secretary with the help of 15 Senate Democrats, by the way, willingly granted Elon Musk access to the U.S. Treasury's payment system. But before that, David LeBurk, who was the acting secretary before Bessent's confirmation, refused to give Elon Musk access to the Treasury because he probably thought, why would I do that? That's fucking insane. But as a result, once Bessent was confirmed, LeBurk was placed on administrative leave and just announced his retirement on Friday. So he's out, and the new guy comes in and says, you know what, Elon Musk? Come right in. You can have the most sensitive information in the entire country. We're talking about the U.S. Treasury's payment system here. The fact that this happened is unprecedented and genuinely mind-boggling. And in a letter to Bessent from Senator Ron Wyden, whose response was basically, what the fuck? He explained how any fuckery by Elon Musk here could be catastrophic. He says, to put it bluntly, these payment systems simply cannot fail, and any politically motivated meddling in them risks severe damage to our country and the economy. He continues, I can think of no good reason why political operators who have demonstrated a blatant disregard for the law would need access to these sensitive mission-critical systems. The federal government is in a financially precarious position, currently utilizing accounting maneuvers to continue paying its bills since it reached the debt limit at the beginning of the year. I am concerned that mismanagement of these payment systems could threaten the full faith and credit of the United States. In other words, what he's saying is that if Musk tinkers with our payment system or fucks around in there in any sort of way, that can cause the United States to default on its debt, which would trigger a global recession. Also, the Treasury disperses Social Security payments and Medicare payments, and if he somehow interferes with that, it would be catastrophic to millions of regular people who rely on those payments. So I don't know what his intention is here. Nobody does, because DOGE officials aren't really talking to the press that much, and Elon Musk is trying to prevent the public from knowing who these people are who have access to the government's most sensitive information. And Wired reports that Musk's goons are a bunch of inexperienced engineers between the ages of 19 and 24. So, I mean, he's basically got a bunch of kids taking over entire government agencies and running them, and he doesn't want us to know anything about them because somebody actually shared the names of Musk's DOGE goons, and he responded by accusing that person of committing a crime by doing that, which is laughably fucking idiotic. But I mean, we kind of need to know who's doing all of this and what they're doing, because any fuckery could be detrimental to millions, if not billions of people. And some conservatives are applauding Elon Musk for the actions that he's doing here because they think that he's auditing these agencies to eliminate waste, fraud, and abuse. But that's already something that is done by a different government agency called the Government Accountability Office, which is the agency that does what DOGE says it's going to do. So we don't need this redundancy here to eliminate waste. We can get rid of DOGE, right? But I mean, for all we know, DOGE is going to say, actually, that agency that does what we say we want to do is evil and we should take them over too. I mean, if Elon Musk seriously thinks he can go into the U.S. Treasury and veto certain payments set to go out by the Treasury, I mean, if that were to happen, it would be catastrophic. Like, I can't express to you how crazy this fucking situation is. I mean, the situation is truly just it. There are no words, right? The system right now is run by just a small handful of nonpartisan bureaucrats, and they don't pick and choose what payments they should or shouldn't make because it's not their job. They just make the payments. And to put it into perspective, the Washington Post explains the sensitive systems run by the Bureau of the Fiscal Service control the flow of more than $6 trillion annually. Tens of millions of people across the country rely on the systems. They are responsible for paying Social Security and Medicare benefits, as I stated earlier, salaries for federal personnel, payments to government contractors and grant recipients, and tax refunds, among tens of thousands of other functions. So this affects everything. To control this is to control the United States of America, and it is genuinely insane that Elon Musk has access to it. One man. Now, for the time being, the New York Intelligencer is reporting that the DOGE dipshits who have access to it just have access to it in read-only mode, at least for now. But that doesn't really make me feel any better, because the world's richest man shouldn't have access to the most sensitive information in the country, including possibly our social security numbers, as the New York Intelligencer also reports, by the way. But again, nobody really knows the full extent of his authority over the Treasury, nor do we know what his intentions are. But the mere fact that he has access to the payment system of the United States of America is utterly chilling. Listen, he's got us by the throat. He's assumed all this power without a single vote, which means that we can't vote to take away that power from him. And I think that Representative Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez put it best. She said, this is a 5-alarm fire. The people elected Donald Trump to be president, not Elon Musk. Having an unelected billionaire with his own foreign debts and motives raiding U.S. classified information is a grave threat to national security. This should not be a partisan issue. She continues, if this operation is so legit, why can't those involved get a proper security clearance, offer transparency to the American people? This is a plutocratic coup. If you want the power, run for office and be chosen by the people. Short of that, this is an exercise in vigilantism. And she's exactly correct. The only person with the power to stop this is Donald Trump, but he's not going to do that. In fact, it's clear that Elon Musk is the one pulling all the strings after all. I know that people were joking about like Elon Musk being a shadow president when Trump first took office because they wanted to antagonize Donald Trump into firing Elon Musk or getting rid of him. But it's evident that Musk really does have all the power here, as evidenced by the fact that Trump announced plans to target South Africa, presumably over allegations of anti-white racism being spread by far-right dipshits. And as Dropsite News points out, it's pretty conspicuous to just target South Africa for human rights violations when other African nations and other countries around the world, for that matter, are also implicated in similar human rights abuses. But I mean, as they explain, Elon Musk, President Trump's close advisor and a native of South Africa, has repeatedly made bizarre and unfounded claims about white South African farmers being specifically targeted for violence, often framed as part of a broader narrative of, quote, white genocide. This claim is widely discredited and rooted in a fringe conspiracy theory. But Elon Musk wants to direct the US government to look into that, so that's what's happening. Elon Musk says jump, and Trump asks how high. Like, it's a level of oligarchic control that's almost incomprehensible. So the richest man in the world is unilaterally seizing control of government agencies and dictating policy initiatives of the president of the United States. So whatever conspiracy theory Elon Musk stumbles across on Twitter, he now has the power to direct the president to act on it. Not to mention, he's in a really good position to influence policy that would be beneficial to his numerous companies. I mean, we are truly up shit creek without a paddle, folks. And I don't think it's a stretch to say that Elon Musk has officially become the most dangerous man in the world. And I'd argue that nobody should have this much power, but it's especially concerning that the person who has all of this power is a complete dumbfuck. He's a petulant shit-for-brains Nazi who believes in the dumbest conspiracy theories imaginable, but yet he has control of government agencies, and the president is just letting this happen. Yeah, God help us all. I have no words. I have no parting comments, just what the fuck.